Do you ever feel overwhelmed by all the conflicting information about vitamins, minerals, and supplements out there? With friends hyping the benefits of multivitamins to marketing campaigns insisting you buy their trending brand, knowing which supplements you should be taking can be challenging. Some believe supplements are key to optimal health, while others argue a balanced diet is all you need. So, how do you navigate all this confusing information? In today's video, we'll dive into the science behind some must-have vitamins and minerals. Although many nutrients can help guide you to better health, we'll focus on the top 4 you should consider adding to your daily routine when you're over 50. So buckle up and let's hit the road to better health. Number 1. Calcium. Calcium isn't just for growing kids. Folks above 50 need to keep their bones strong to help maintain their overall health. Calcium is the most abundant mineral in your body, making up 1 to 2% of your overall body weight. That's a lot of calcium. But why is it especially important for those over 50? The majority of the calcium present in your body amounts to over 99% and is located within your skeletal system. This mineral is mainly concentrated in your bones, contributing significantly to their durability and resilience. Your body becomes less efficient at absorbing and utilizing calcium as you age. This can make your bones weak or brittle and lead to fractures. So it's crucial to modify your diet to increase your calcium consumption and keep those bones strong. Calcium also plays a vital role in muscle contractions, nervous system functioning, maintaining a normal heart rhythm, and even preventing blood clotting. Not getting enough calcium can result in some severe consequences. By the time you hit 50, males need 1,000 milligrams of calcium daily, while females need 1,200 milligrams. And if you're over 70, both men and women will need 1,200 milligrams of calcium daily. However, it's important to note that adults should limit their daily calcium intake to no more than 2,000 milligrams. The risk of calcium deficiency increases in postmenopausal women, those with lactose intolerance, and vegetarians. Are you looking for some calcium-rich foods? Don't worry, we've got you covered with some super tasty sources of this essential mineral. Although milk is a great source of calcium, you can find it in many other sources. First, we've got non-fat Greek yogurt, creamy and delicious, with 250 milligrams of calcium in just 8 ounces. Plus, it's a great source of probiotics to keep your gut happy. If you're a seafood fan, look no further than sardines. 3 ounces of these little guys pack a whopping 382 milligrams of calcium. Salmon can also help. They're also high in omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for heart health. You can even have a glass of fortified orange juice that contains a good amount of calcium in just 1 cup. And remember leafy greens. Cooked kale has 150 milligrams of calcium per cup, and it's a great addition to any dish. Of course, dairy products are also a classic source of this mineral. Non-fat milk has almost 300 milligrams per cup, and 100 grams of non-fat mozzarella cheese has about 960 milligrams. Cottage cheese and tofu are also great options for a calcium boost. And for a carb fix, fortified whole wheat bread and flour tortillas also contain a small amount of calcium. Be cautious not to decrease your calcium absorption by consuming excessive amounts of alcohol or caffeine, or eating foods rich in oxalates, such as some leafy green vegetables, tea, beans, nuts, beets, or phytic acid in foods like whole grains, seeds, legumes, and some nuts. Number 2. Vitamin D. Now, to make sure your body is actually absorbing all the calcium it can get, pair it with some vitamin D. Luckily, many calcium-rich foods also contain vitamin D, like salmon, fortified milk, and sardines. And if you're a mushroom, egg, or liver fan, you're in luck, as they're also an excellent source of this vitamin. A 3-ounce portion of canned salmon contains up to 465 IU of vitamin D. Other fish and seafood rich in vitamin D include tuna, mackerel, oysters, shrimp, sardines, and anchovies. Wild mushrooms can provide up to roughly 2,300 IU per 3.5-ounce 100-gram serving. As for commercially grown mushrooms, if treated with UV light, they can also provide you with a sufficient amount of vitamin D. Vitamin D is frequently added to foods such as cow's milk, plant-based milk alternatives, orange juice, cereals, certain types of yogurt, and tofu. The amount of vitamin D added varies depending on the brand and food item. Knowing how much vitamin D is in your food is great, but how much vitamin D does your body actually need? Vitamin D is essential for maintaining strong bones, just like calcium and phosphorus. But it's not just about bone health. It also affects immune function and may even have anti-inflammatory properties. Some studies suggest that vitamin D may play a role in preventing certain types of cancer, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes mellitus. However, some researchers consider this inconclusive due to conflicting results in various clinical trials. Your serum 25-hydroxyvitamin D levels determine the vitamin D status in your blood. These levels should generally be greater than 20 nanograms per milliliter. Otherwise, anything below this number indicates deficiency or insufficiency. A survey in North America showed that deficiency was at a high of 42% because of factors like lack of food fortification and limited exposure to sunlight. The recommended daily intake, RDA, varies based on age. For those aged 51 to 70, the recommended daily vitamin D intake is 600 international units, IU, and 800 IU for individuals over 70. It's important to note that your daily intake of vitamin D should not exceed 4,000 IU. The amount of vitamin D your body makes depends on several factors, including your race, age, geographical location, and the current season. As you age, your skin becomes less efficient at making vitamin D. Also, living closer to the equator means you can produce more vitamin D year-round due to increased sun exposure. This is why vitamin D is known as the sunshine vitamin, because it is produced by your skin when exposed to UVB light. Spending as little as 10 to 15 minutes in the sun a few times per week can help your body produce more of this vitamin. However, too much exposure can also increase your risk of skin cancer. So it's essential to protect yourself by wearing sunscreen with a high SPF and protective clothing. UV lamps can mimic the sun and help boost your vitamin D levels, mainly if you have limited sun exposure. However, these devices can be costly and safety is a common concern. If you plan on sticking to vitamin D supplements, keep in mind vitamin D exists in two primary forms, D2 and D3. D3 is more effective than D2 at increasing and maintaining your overall levels, so search for a pill that contains this form. Number 3. Vitamin B12. This essential vitamin helps with metabolism, red blood cell formation, neurological function, and DNA synthesis. Without enough of it, you might feel weak and tired and could even develop peripheral neuropathy. The B12 is present in natural food sources like meat, poultry, fish, and dairy products. But despite eating these foods, you may still be deficient. This can be due to atrophic gastritis, which decreases the production of acid and digestive enzymes needed to break down the vitamin in these foods, which can reduce B12 absorption. There are other factors at play too. You may be taking medication for diabetes that messes with your B12 absorption, or if you've had surgery to remove parts of your stomach or small intestine, it can seriously mess with your B12 levels. The problem with B12 deficiency is that it can sneak up on you. You might start feeling tired, weak, or forgetful, but you'll probably assume it's due to aging. And even if you suspect a B12 deficiency, it's not always easy to diagnose because there could be other explanations for your symptoms. Suppose you're a strict vegetarian or vegan. Be especially mindful of your B12 intake, since natural food sources of this vitamin are limited. But don't worry, there's a simple solution. Adults over the age of 50 should aim to consume around 3 micrograms of vitamin B12 daily. A recent clinical trial suggests that an oral dose of 500 micrograms per day of crystalline vitamin B12 is needed to reverse the biochemical signs of vitamin B12 deficiency in older adults. But do not try taking these doses without medical supervision. Number 4. Vitamin B6. Vitamin B6, a nutrient that often goes unnoticed, but is essential for our health. First off, let's talk about your recommended daily intake. Females over 50 need around 1 milligram daily, while males over 50 need around 2 milligrams daily. Older adults may need more than the current recommendations, so it's important to talk to your doctor about what will suit your needs. Vitamin B6 plays a vital role in our nervous system and cognitive development as it helps with normal brain function and mood regulation, and even helps regulate our body's internal clock. It's also crucial for heart health, working alongside other B vitamins to maintain healthy levels of homocysteine in the blood. When homocysteine levels in the blood are high, it can cause damage to the walls of the arteries and increase the chance of blood clot formation. This raises your risk of heart attack, stroke, and other conditions that affect blood vessels. A study suggests that high doses of vitamin B6 for 12 weeks may help reduce homocysteine levels and reduce schizophrenia or similar disorders. Now, let's talk about dietary sources of B6. Some of the best sources of vitamin B6 include animal products like turkey, tuna, salmon, and beef liver, as well as plant-based sources like bananas, lentils, spinach, and walnuts. If you avoid these foods or only eat small portions, you may need more vitamin B6. As for supplements, vitamin B6 is available in various forms, but the most absorbable form is PLP. It's essential to remember that taking too much vitamin B6 can be harmful, so it's best to stick to the recommended daily intake. Another way to show a little extra love and care for your body is by eating more fiber. Fiber helps keep your heart healthy, your digestion regular, and your energy levels up. Check out 9 healthiest high-fiber foods you should be eating or 20 foods high in protein that you should be eating. Go ahead, click one, or better yet watch both and learn how a little fiber can go a long way. Have you had any challenges with vitamin deficiencies? Let us know in the comments below.